the way cleaner and better for them, so they can go further and push the next generation to the next level. So,
And I think you did that. And shout out, because I love hearing, because see, I don't count. 'Cause when I say I don't count, I'm a guy from Orangeburg. I play for Orangeburg Wilkinson. So we know who Woodrow Dantzler is. Ain't no question, no doubt. But when I'm watching interviews and I hear Mike Vick say your name, when I'm watching interviews and I hear Rich Rodriguez say your name, Tommy Bowden say your name. You know, Tommy Bowden, he's not as big as Bobby Bowden, but he's still big enough to where, he says your name, and I'm like, okay, they know.
mm-hmm.
They know, because ain't nobody talking about Eric Cross right now unless they was a Nebraska fan. That's all I'm saying. Eric Cross, he didn't change the dynamic of, he didn't change football.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no quarterback still getting drafted running the triple option. You know what I'm saying? But you are the face. You, Rich Rodriguez. They put a plaque up there. You, Rich Rodriguez, and you pick somebody else, the Godfather of the spread. So you get to the Senior Bowl. They say they want you to play running back, which I'm gonna call hogwash. We're gonna say hogwash on that. So you already know um, what the powers to be are planning to do with your talents.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question. So did you not go, or did you win and you just moved to running back? You went? Okay.
Yeah, it was an issue. And that's when I called a good friend of mine, and I ended up signing with my agent. I chose my agent. I called him and decided, and he actually, watch this, tell you how much influence that Rick Stockstill had on my life. This agent, he was a good friend of Stockstill. They actually played ball together at Florida State.
Okay.
So I trusted his word, and I went with him because, again, I'm still not pretty naive to this whole process. But yeah, I went down there, so I worked out that whole week.
At running back or quarterback too?
Yeah, no, at running back. The whole time at the
Okay.
Senior Bowl, I was running back the whole time. So that was I practiced that whole week before, trying to learn how to take handoffs and different stuff, But it wasn't that bad of a transition. It's like when I say, "Oh shoot, I only got to learn this little bit of the offense." Shoot, this is easy because I'm used to learning everybody position on both offense and defense. So now I just got to learn. Oh, this is cakewalk for me. But it was a different thing. And I remember first practice, and I got to go block. I was like, "Oh God, I have no idea how to do this."
And who did you have to block at that time? Because I know there had to be some studs there.
I don't remember his name, but I think he was like one of the top 5 picks. He was a defensive end coming out of Florida.
It was Javon Curse?
No, it was. I don't think it was Curse.
Okay.
I don't know who it was, but I remember he was from Florida, and he ended up going top. He was a top 10 pick, top 5 pick. And when I lined up, it's like, I said, shoot, I don't know nothing else to do, but I just going to hit him. And luckily, when I hit him, he hit me, and we kind of stalemated, and that was about it. I think he took it easy on me because he knew I was a quarterback. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But they was like, "Oh, you did a great job," but because I love those, he could have destroyed me because I don't know. I've never done it before, but it's just one of those things of bumping. I'm just gonna get out here. I got my talent. Once you get the ball in my hand, that I'm at home. So it just matter to get the ball. I can still catch the ball. I catch real well.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think it was Derek Carr was the quarterback because he came out of Fresno State.
Yes.
And he knew about me, so he's like, man, he was trying to get the ball to me. If I'm coming out of the backfield, he mentioned, boy, he looked downfield, he was throwing the ball to me. So I mean, it's one of those things.
Because he knew you should have had that spot. We all knew Derek Carr, the first pick ever for the Houston Texans. The most hit quarterback in history. I think he goes down the most hit. I think he's the most sacked quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah, him and Matt Schaub. I think Matt Schaub because he was at the Houston too when that happened. So I think it was the Houston thing.
Yep.
So yeah, man, him and Matt Schaub probably share that title. But yeah, man, it was good. I had a couple breakout runs and did well. I got was able to shake some eyes and had some people started calling and noticing me, even though I won't say out of position because any place on the offensive side of the ball for me, if I was in my position, because like I said, I was in a different place, so I was able to step up to the learning curve pretty quickly. And again, that's that whole preparation thing. I had a week to get ready for the Senior Bowl, so I took that week and I dug in. And then when I got there, I just continued to roll.
You was ready, and you definitely did that. So you do your thing. Let me see. I don't know whether we didn't watch the Senior Bowl. Let me tell you what I remember we actually watched that whole draft as a unit, as a team. Well, I'm gonna call us the fat guys. We were the line. We called us the fat boys because it's Sheldon Systrom. We were the fat boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we would watch the draft because, like I said, because we couldn't watch the Senior Bowl, so the Senior Bowl went over our head because we just knew what it was going on. I remember watching it, and I wouldn't even call it like I want to say it was. I think the best word to describe it was anger. Because it's one thing to know somebody didn't get a shot, but it's one thing to know somebody got holes, I guess you would say. And we actually was like angry. Like
yeah, and like I said, that one of those things they'd already spoken over me. They'd said that, they said my arm wasn't strong enough. They said I wasn't accurate enough. They said I wasn't tall enough. All these marks to get me when those scouts come out, they look and they see and they put that in their pen and they start sharing notes. So that was a thing out on me. And that's why they asked me to move to run it back. But whatever. I mean, I still got my opportunities when I actually got to the league and, Parcells, we probably get this. But, I had a couple of mini camps at quarterback and had a couple of actions at quarterback when I was at my couple of teams that I was with. So, I mean, I still have to show my skills.
So I mean, you go to the league because let me tell you something. One thing they know about me on this podcast, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. But that day when the Dallas Cowboys drafted you, I definitely remember that because it was in the. Hey guys, all my football players on here, guys, please share some with me so Woody don't think I'm crazy. How much we were talking about him back in the day. But I remember, I think it was in the TND on that Sunday when you signed with the Cowboys. So how was that conversation when they finally said, all right, Woody, we're going to sign you as a free agent? You was a free agent signing, right?
Well, my agent already. We've been talking through the whole scenario, what could happen. And I almost, we were joking around about it. I was almost what they call Mr. Irrelevant, the very last pick in the draft to the Houston Texans. That almost how it ended up pulling the plug on somewhere else. But and then no sooner after the end of the draft, Cowboys called and they wanted to bring me in. For me, it was like, oh, okay, well, going to Texas. And for me, it was just that simple. Next chapter, let's get rolling.
Next chapter. You know what's funny about that? I'm pretty sure you know this because you got shout out to Kendra and Jazz, your nieces. I know they tell you. I know they tell you. Do you know to this day if you ever watch what do the NFL do? The NFL like when they're doing the and I think the NFL Central that when they're interviewing people, you know that sometimes that the NFL uses your kickoff return as a cowboy into like the montage.
No, I didn't know that.
The NFL Network is in there like they do this thing, and that run back, that special teams run back for the Cowboys is in their montage.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's neat right there. I did
Yes,
not.
yes. I'm telling you, man, because it's in there. I'm like, because I see, because they show it. They put it in there. They look it's like in a montage when they do like NFL, whatever they do, whatever NFL Network does thing when they do like interview with people. This is part of the thing that they show us. There's a clips, and one of those things they show is you running back that return for the Cowboys. I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you didn't know, now you know.
Oh, yeah.
So how was the Cowboys camp? How was it being in Jerry World? Oh, just another camp.
It was another camp, but then you walk in there and you see these different players. This is a professional game, and you like, can I play with these guys? It's the NFL. But then you learn very quickly when you get out there and you get rolling, you get to playing, you get to practice, and you get to learn these. It's like, oh, okay, I can play with these guys because I learned this. This is what I learned, and what really pushed me forward. In every level, you're gonna have your great players, you're gonna have your system players, you're gonna have your good players, and you're gonna have your terrible players.
Gotcha.
You look at some of the guys on the NFL roster, you're like, how in the world did he make this? But it's there. I mean, so in every level, you're gonna have all of those, and you just realize really quickly that. Again, all about preparation, prepare properly, and then when I stepped out there on the field, It's just time to go play. We in the backyard playing ball. That's how it was. I just had fun because I was so loose at this point in my life. I was just out there having fun and
Just enjoying life.
yeah.
So who was the quarterback for the Cowboys at that time?
Got there, my big brother. I call him my big brother, Quincy Carter. He was the quarterback at the time.
Quincy Carter didn't get a fair shake. I'm gonna say that about Quincy Carter also.
Yeah, that's my guy.
He got a shake, but I don't think Quincy Carter. To me, Quincy Carter, Quincy Carter. I don't think Anthony Wright got a fair shake when he led that Ravens team.
Anthony, because he was, matter of fact, he was there too. Was that my second year? They brought him in. He was there with me for a brief period of time. It might have been my first or second year with the Cowboys. He was there. You know, he did a good. He made a great living as a backup third string quarterback.
He did because he
On time.
he got holes that I'll never forget. I watched it because I just love football because the Ravens almost got into a fight with the players and the personnel because they benched him to put in Cal Bowler. And that didn't go over well.
I'm sure.
But politics.
Right, man. He was a smooth individual. Matter of fact, I stole my play fake from him because I saw the way he did it when I was just like blown away. So I stole it and I made it my own. I was able to actually make a big play off of that one time. So yeah, right, smooth operator.
So how many years were you with the Cowboys?
I was with the Cowboys for 2 years.
Okay.
Went to Atlanta 2 years.
Okay.
Came back to the Cowboys.
Okay. So I got a question. When you went to Atlanta, was it now you can answer this question? I don't know if it's true. You went to Atlanta because the agency called you, or they might. How did that work? How did the Atlanta thing come into play? Like they just pick you up?
Yeah. So how it works is when because I got released from the Cowboys. When you're released from a team, they got a thing called waivers. A team has 24 hours to claim you off of waivers. So if they see that you've been released, they got 24 hours to claim you and say, hey, you come in, then you basically obligated to go to that team. Outside of that 24 hours, you can go pretty much wherever you want, depending on the injury. So once I was released from the Cowboys, that's when Atlanta claimed me off of waivers. So I was shipped over to Atlanta.
You went over there, and you also ran back. Somebody put it here. They said, didn't you run back one for the Falcons too? Kickoff return.
Yeah, it was the preseason, but they had a vet there, Alan Rossum. I think he was there, and he was their primary kick returner. But they actually got in there and started doing some kick returns too, and that's when I first